everybody. Welcome to another episode of Showtime in Paris. We are so excited that you guys are going to be joining us this evening. We have another great episode, and we're going to be talking about, do looks really matter? Are looks important? And I think this topic is going to, hit a home run. It's really a juicy topic, and I'm sure that Show and I have our own personal opinions on this topic, in which I'm excited to hear about. But before we jump into this topic, I just want to say thank you to Don't Get Tricked podcast. That is actually Dontgettricked Network is bringing you guys Showtime in Paris this evening. So we want to thank the network for bringing us out and having us bless you guys with our voices. So again, this conversation is going to be juicy, and we'll go ahead and jump right in. Jump right in, just a little something. So, Show. I mean,
hold on, don't jump in yet. Don't jump in yet.
I mean, you know what? Don't jump in yet.
Don't jump in yet. First of all, I want to say I haven't seen you in a week. How are you doing? How's your life treating?
Goodness gracious. I mean, you're right though. You have not seen me in a week. Life has been good. I got out into the yard and planted some flowers. So, I got a little tan, So, I'm a little golden, as y'all can see, I'm glowy.
You like your shower work at home?
Huh?
I said you look pretty clean. You look like your shower's working well at home.
It might, it just might. So glasses up. I see you. Okay. All right. Cheers to the wine glasses,
What's this business we talking about is how important. Now set that stage for me so I can clean it up.
Oh, so let me set the stage for Show, because we about to go into this topic, and we about to wow y'all. So and like I said, our opinions may be different, but one thing's for sure, we respect each other's opinion here in Showtime in Paris. So we are going to be talking about, do looks really matter? Are looks really important? My goodness. And this could touch on a lot of different things. I mean, but let you kick it off. What you feel about it?
We can go so many different directions with that. And there's so many layers to that. So let's start in the beginning. So how are looks important? Of course it is. But what are looks really? But when you first meet somebody, I feel like it's more important on the initial contact, because you don't know anybody from a can of paint. So when you first approach a stranger, it has to be physical. So anybody who says it's not physical, that's not true at all, because you have no other reason to speak to somebody unless you already knew them and they grew on you or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But usually you see them first and then you get to know them. So I have a two-part answer on that. Looks are very important if you sex-wise. Like if you just keeping it surface layered, you see a pretty woman, you want to sleep with them. Are looks important for your girlfriend? Not really as much, because let me explain. You want a good looking woman, right? But I'm sure women can attest to this, because I hear y'all say this all the time. You might see a guy who has a lot of money. You might see a guy who is very attractive to y'all. And you kind of see his woman and you like, why would he do that? Y'all already assume he could do a little better. Like, you kind of downgrade him a little bit. Like, why is he with her? Well, a lot of guys I know, they have like a thing where it's kind of a balance. It's like, I want my woman pretty enough that I want to come home and sleep with him every day. However, if all the other stuff is off, you kind of eliminate it. So it's like, okay, let's take I hate to use IG models, but anybody, social media models, pretty women all over the place, whatever. You want your girl to be that girl, but you don't want her to be that girl because she don't have the characteristics. You don't trust her. She's not a good home keeper. She's not a lot of stuff. So it's just like, it's a lot of women that we keep around just to sleep with because of their attractiveness, but you don't want to make them yours because you can't trust them. They're going to embarrass you, and it's just not a good look. They're not homely people. You don't want them raising your kids. So looks are important, but not so important that you overlook the other stuff.
Wow. So Travis says the P has to be good to be my girlfriend. I mean, so is he really saying just the punani got to be good? Like everything else doesn't matter. That girl doesn't have to carry herself well. She don't have to have the best looking toes, or her hands could be ugly. As long as that middle part is good. Trav, you good? You good? Because Trav, you hear him? You might want to tap in.
I get what he's saying though. To close the deal. To have to, because y'all want a man that's not out here cheating every chance he get and all that. So he has to be super sexually attracted to you. The more attracted he is to you, the less chance you take of him going out the door. Not saying he won't cheat, but if you got like a beautiful woman at home, if damn near your dream girl's at home, you ready to come home. Like you on a hard day of work or you out doing something, you like, I need to get back to the house and get with my woman. It's like every time you go home, it's a new woman there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. So one woman, as long as she's beautiful in whatever way that you guys think that she's beautiful, it's like refreshing. And it's like, I want to get home to that fine behind girl. She could have, like, if you're into pretty toes, she can have pretty toes and you think she's beautiful. She can have pretty teeth and you think she's beautiful. Or is it just a face and you think she's beautiful?
That's another thing. That's another layer of beauty. Men get into, I wanted to touch on that with you too. Men beauty and women beauty are different, right? Men's beauty is, we don't look at, like, you might see a girl with he might have a girl with a pretty face and she might not have that good a body. You might have girls with pretty toes or like a real nice body and their face is so-so. We kind of judge women off the whole package. So it's like, your face is one thing, your midsection is another thing, your feet is one thing, your eyes is one thing, and it's kind of, you just get a letter, you just get one number. It's like, you add it all up. Look at that face, look at that body, look at that smile, look at that. Oh, she's an 8. Oh, she's a 7. If you look so pretty and your ass is pushed in, you might get downgraded. It's not that you're not good looking because you're pretty, but you're not sexually attractive. And we want to have sex here. So, I mean, you're not something we just going to hang on a wall and say, oh, you're cute. We want to have sex here. So it's like, we look at beauty in a package. Where women, I think that y'all definition of, correct me if I'm wrong because you're a woman, but this is my opinion. I feel like from my studies, women are a little more unbalanced when it comes to who looks good and who don't. Because some women like tall men, some women like skinny men, some women like fat men, women like dudes with big beards, some women like dudes with dreads, girls like dudes with bald heads. So you can get 5 women in a room and be like, hey, how's that dude? 2 might be like, oh, he's ugly as hell, and 3 might be like, oh, he's sexy. I always use the Rick Ross thing. Girls who's into big dudes with beards, they think he's sexy, but then you hear somebody else like, he ain't sexy if he ain't have money. And that's another thing. I don't think I don't think attractiveness is that big on women. I think y'all look at us and group you with your status, group you with how good your life's together, group you with all of that. You can overlook a bad body. You can overlook somebody's not that sexy, whatever. But if he's like clean cut and his life's together, then he looks attractive to y'all. I don't think y'all go off sex appeal. I think y'all go off attractiveness as a whole. How attractive is that guy?
Goodness. So I would have to agree with you, and I would have to agree, and I only could speak for myself. Ladies, I mean, if you are watching this, definitely step up and speak for yourself. But for me, you're right. I don't think looks are that important. And to me, all guys are ugly. And I don't look for a man to be as handsome as he is able to do other things. Is he able to provide? Is he able to give me a peace of mind? Can I talk to him? Only thing for me that's a huge importance is a man has teeth in his mouth, right? To me, that's like unattractive to me. So there are little things that women kind of like, which is our quirky thing, right? Some women may be okay with guys with no teeth in their mouth, or vice versa. Some men may be okay with certain situations. I think it all boils down to what makes you happy and what you look for in a person, right? So for me, looks are not that big. It's overall the whole package, right? Can I bring you somewhere and you blend in with the crowd that I'm with? Or, I ain't even gonna front. How good is your midsection? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. How good are you handling business when it comes to protecting me? You could be the ugliest man in the world, but if you can handle your sugar honey iced tea, baby, I'm all yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm already taken, but you know what I'm saying.
But how do I hear women say that all the time. They be like, well, he's ugly, but how do you can't get to the midsection unless he was already attractive. Hold on, you got to go back because I seen Brandon Bellamy had a question I wanted to read.
Okay, go ahead and read that question from Brandon.
Brandon Bellamy, a bad biz naive could put you in bad situations. A woman that dressed nice with respect will lead to corporate meetings and invites to things. That is true too. But okay, what if she dressed nice and she's not that attractive? What if nobody wants to invite her to things? What if she dressed nice but she still do her thing on the side? Like some women are not comfortable exposing themselves. And I know what he means because this is how I feel. I like women exposing themselves, right? I mean, I like women. I like to go on. I ain't saying I like them exposing themselves, but I mean, if a girl's on IG or something with her ass out, I'm going to look at the pictures. Like, I'm not against it. You need that. You need that balance. Once you become my woman, you got to be selective when you do it. Like, if you do something, I got to know that it was for you and you wasn't trying to get the attention of certain people. You know what I'm saying? If you over the top and you posting 3-4 pictures a day, there's some women who post pictures from the time they get up to the time they go to bed, and then they laying down and they got a little piece and they like, good night, ladies and gentlemen, and they sitting on the sink, and it's like, okay, it's not once a week, it's not once a month, it's 3 times a day. That means that you're trying to get some attention from somebody that's not in your home or not from. So it's like, I don't mind a woman dressed as sexy. We in Miami, you can have your ass out. I don't care because you with me.
It's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance, and I gotta trust you as a person. I gotta know, what's going on. Is it for me or is it for somebody else?
Yeah. So I want to kind of touch on Brandon's question as well. So Brandon, I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna go into kind of my spiel on it, right? So a bad bleep could put you in bad situations. So sometimes when a woman thinks and knows that she's bad, she may kind of lead other men on. And sometimes it's like women are so headstrong that they may use being a bad bleep to their advantage and may cause some type of conflict or confrontation with that man, right? So I think that is true. Like a bad bleep, a woman that is badass in all sorts of aspects of the world could lead to bad situations. And then that man could become insecure. He could have issues with himself. So I agree. But a woman that dresses nice with respect will lead to corporate meetings and invites to things, right? So I think a beautiful woman is versatile, right? She could wear something that's flaunting her sexuality, but she also knows how to clean it up. She could dress appropriate and lead boardroom meetings and stuff like that. To me, that's beautiful. To me, that's sexy. If I see a woman that's solely putting herself out there being half dressed, shaking a booty, got a man, this, that, and the next, to me, like you said, Sho, she wants attention. But if I know a woman that has a balance, it's more sexy to me as a woman to even see other women like that. And to be honest with you, a lot of men do that too. And guys just don't want to look at women with attention, that want to get attention. Us women, guys, y'all try to get attention too. Y'all be on there taking y'all little selfies, putting y'all chest all out on Facebook and all of that, wearing y'all little gray sweatpants, which some of y'all don't need to be wearing. But I'm just saying.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just saying. It's a thing. It goes both ways.
What I figured out is, you have the men that they know they're sexy and they know women are attracted to them. So they might go a little shirtless or they might be all up in the camera and all of that. But men know that other things attract y'all. So I feel like women use their pictures, their face, their body to get their attention. And dudes use their lifestyle. They post their vacations. They post their cars. They post their travels. They post their dinners, their steaks all the time. And this, that. It's the same thing. Showing a steak, showing your Gucci outfit, showing your things that cost money, not necessarily your money, because that's kind of corny. So you don't show the money, you show the things that the money can get you, show you out of the country, show you doing this, little here, little there. That's all ass pictures. It's ass pictures for men.
Oh, y'all ladies better be taking notes because Sho is dropping some jewels in Showtime in Paris this evening. You know what? He's right, though, because I do see a lot of men doing that, right? They may flaunt their status. Like, you know what? I'm in Cancun this weekend. I'm over here. I got these fresh J's on, or I got these Gucci sneakers or whatever it is. And the man could be the ugliest man in the world. And dang, I don't want to say that. He could be the most unhandsomest man in the world, but if a woman, we kind of look at status and we like, you know what, he got it going on, you know what I'm saying? Just like Chris Rock, and I'm not trying to just throw him out there. Chris Rock is not attractive looking to me, but he gets women because of his status, right? So I agree with you to that aspect. But what I also think that is men, they use that to their advantage and pry on women's weaknesses too, right? Because they know they ain't sugar honey iced tea, and they know if they didn't have all of that, they wouldn't be able to get that woman. So they use that to their advantage and how to take control of a woman and then play her.
Nope. I'm not gonna let her do that, man. I'm here for this argument. Anyway, that is true. But women have way more control over the world than people let on. Men only do what we got to do to get women. If women were different, we would act different. Half the men are, I'll say 80% of men are in jail. If you like really string it back, it goes back to a woman. Like either they know it's all about.
They was hustling just to provide her the lifestyle that she wanted.
You need a car, you need a chain to get the woman you want.
Ooh, a car and a chain.
Yeah, you was pulling guns, you was doing all this because you're angry because you can't get the woman that you like, or you know, you gotta. It all goes back to women. People are unhappy. You live a miserable life, and so to go what you were saying was to us. To go back to what you were saying was men. It's not that they know they're not ish. They kind of feel like women aren't ish. When you're growing up and you trying to talk to women and you're not, you realize at a young age where you stack up. Like you might not get women. Know you're not the guy that women come straight up to and try to talk to. If you go to the club, you're not the guy that women gonna come ask for your phone number. So you like, okay, so you find your role. You like, how do I get attention? How do I get a woman at the club? Maybe you're the funny guy. Maybe you know how to initiate conversation. You're a conversationalist. Maybe you realize when you got a bunch of clothes on, you tend to get more attention. Maybe you realize if you hit the weights. Men find out who they are from maybe age 9 to 15. And then they adjust to that. It's like, oh, okay, if I don't do something, my life's not going to be how I want it. So you get extra focused and you get good grades and you go off to become a doctor and you're like, I'll get with the women later. You learn how to rap, you play sports, you find a talent, and that's when you realize who you are attracts your equal. So that's how you got to be. Like if you're not the most handsome dude in the world, you got to figure another way. And
that's crazy.
You got to figure. So y'all don't have that. Y'all see when you're a beautiful woman or whatever, you live your life and you don't think about it. And men come up to you. Now, y'all have a different curse.
I'm not even gonna front. I'm sorry, sorry to cut you off, but men don't come up to me in like bars, restaurants, or men don't just approach me. And even if I was in a single realm in my life, it's like men didn't approach me when I was single. It was something about me that men just don't approach me. And I'm just like, why won't men say anything to me? I could be sitting at a bar by myself and like nobody approaches me. I always wonder, like, why don't they approach me? Are they afraid? Is it because, I look a certain way? Like, what is it that men won't approach me?
Men know their range. It's two different kind of men. So it's two different reasons. It's three. One, there's men who feel like they're just as fire of a man as you are a woman. So they're kind of sitting there like, why does girl want to approach me? That's when you got the two high class people butting heads. So they've been looking at you the whole day. They won't come over there because they feel like they used to women coming up to them. So it's like, I'm not going at her. I'm just going to walk by, give her a little look. Keep staring over there, wink at her. Hopefully she comes by. Then you got the men who know their range. Like they want to come up to you, but they've been failing their whole life on a certain level. They like, that's not the kind of woman that responds to me. So they like, oh, she's cute. And they just won't go give themselves a chance. Men don't like rejection. So, you just look at her. You might send her a drink and then hopefully a conversation gets started or something like that. But men are not really just going to, if they think you can be too good looking for men to approach. And the only way a man will approach you if he got his life super together. If a man got his life super together, he don't give a damn who you is. Halle Berry, Beyonce, he's going to walk up to you. He feel like he's entitled. He feel like he deserves you. So, but how often are you in a room with like a high value man that feels that way?
Well, I would suggest, men, you don't walk up to a woman unless you have your life together. Because if you can't afford that woman and you can't afford to take care of yourself and her at the same time, no matter how she looks, no matter how afraid you are, be very afraid because you'll go broke trying to mess with her. And that will put you in a bad situation.
I was getting there too. That's another reason. That's another reason. Men have a radar for who's going to milk their pockets. And it's like,
what the crap? Based on what?
You can feel it. You up in a restaurant, woman got her name brands on. She might got her bag. I got her this, her that. She's sitting there. She got her jewelry on. It don't mean nothing to a man. But sometimes you don't even want to waste your time. And that's when it goes back to how attractive somebody is. Some guys purposely don't date a certain type of woman, a certain type of look, because it's a bad stigma now. Women know now that their looks is a weapon. So, the better you look, the world gets worse. It don't get better. Morals go down. It don't go up. So
show is dropping jewels. Go ahead.
The world's getting worse. So it's like, now that most women, they into rappers, they watching TV shows, they into rappers, they into materialistic things, they into drug dealers. Social media is too big. People are not even hungry and they want to eat certain places just for the bill, just for the look. Like, it's not about when you go eat now, it's not that you're hungry, because I'm sure you might can find something to eat at Subway. But women don't want Subway because you can't take a picture of Subway. It's not a good picture.
Negative.
It's not a good picture. They don't want your pizza. They want something they can sit down and the candle's lit and they can take a picture.
Yes, we want the nice, classy, expensive stuff. Let's jump.
Y'all eat for moments.
We are. That's because we're worthy and we deserve to be treated like queens at all times, no matter what it is we bring to the table. Y'all got to bring something twice as hard as us. And that's just my outlook on it. Let's jump into some of these comments, show. So flat ass does not mean good sex. A flat ass in clothes does not always mean it's flat. Can can mean it's extra soft. I've never seen a flat butt that's soft. Flat butts are usually like hard and stiff. I don't know about soft because what you grabbing if it's flat? You know what I'm saying? So Brandon, you lost me.
I haven't touched a flat butt in like 10 years, so I wouldn't know.
Flat butts, nah. So my man Meech Dixon says, I don't care how good you look. If your attitude, personality bad, then so are you. I couldn't agree more because it's not about how you look on the inside. It's about what you, how you look on the outside. It's about what you bring forth from the inside. What you think about that, show?
What I think about is we grade on a curve, right? Let's say you was okay. Let's say you was like a 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. The moment you start talking,
let's just confirm that I'm a 10 out of a 10 and then go back to that. So
we're not talking about you. We're talking about a figment of you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let's say you had a twin sister and she was a 7. Like, she's a 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Now we like, oh, she looks good. We might tell our friend, that girl, like, man, that girl's bad. That girl's sexy, blah, blah, blah. And then you will go to talk to that girl and she's one of these new millennials and she say something like, if you're talking to me, you got to be able to do this, that. And then you now you get judged on a different scale. It's like, you're really not that fine. Because it's like, if I'm for real, because you're breaking the amount of money. I was like, if I got to pay you to do that, I can go get it. If I'm buying a woman, I can buy a better woman. That's how I always looked at it. Like, so if you got like a regular girl or a nice looking girl acting like she's Beyonce level fine, then you like, yo, if I got to spend this much money, any girl would take me. Like, who would turn down a man spending this much money? I'll go get a higher woman. You're not cute enough to act like that. So it's kind of a scale, and that's where women lose their value. Like they start talking stupid, like, oh, you mess with me, we got to go eat it, and it's like, you're not worth that much money.
It's a turn off. Soon as it happens, it's like the man's radar is like this when he sees you, but as soon as you open your mouth and it's like, but you got to cash at me to do this, the man is like, ugh.
Yeah, you're great. You're graded on the curve like now. That. You know, it's like, let's say you think a man is sexy, right, or attractive, and you come over to him and you talking, and he'd be like, shoot, the fuck with me, you got to do threesomes. On the first conversation, you'll be like, what? And you're like, you ain't that fun. See, now you look at him like, exactly. And that's how it sounds to us when you start calculating our money on the first initial conversation. Now we
gotta watch that. We gotta watch that because we turning good men away and we blocking our blessings just because we trying to put material things first. So show that's something else I could agree with you on, man. You dropping these jewels in Showtime in Paris. So Terrell Parker says it's a lot of bad sleeping on that air mattress and asking for $40 to get something to eat and something else. So I could agree with you, Terrell. It's a lot of females that y'all don't know that are looking good on the outside and they going home sleeping on the air mattress, probably even sleeping on the floor, they cousin, their auntie couch or whatever. So before you actually invest in a woman and spend a quality time with her, get to know her a little bit because y'all dropping all this money on these ladies and don't even know if they sleeping on the air mattress.
And to add on to that, most men who, especially ones that's doing well, like my man Terrell Parker, he works for the Ravens.
Don't be putting Terrell out there like that, ladies.
Women, he's not the best looking, but he got a good job.
Leave Terrell alone. Just because he works for the Ravens, don't mean you can slide in his DMs.
Got to slide in his DMs. I'm sure he's available. Nobody wants him. But back to the regular. Rel's my guy. But men don't mind taking care of women. Whatever. It's not that. We don't like talking about it. You know, men who has money or men who provide, they don't care. It's not a thing. We don't need you letting us know that, oh, yeah, when you mess with me, you got to pay the rent. You do this, dudes do what they do anyway. You know, we want to feel like you into me and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't put a restriction on me. Don't clock me. Don't have what I need written on a notepad of all the responsibilities I got to do. Let me do what I got to do. And if it's something else that you need, you can bring that up as it goes. You know, you could be like, oh, I need this or can this, that, you know, slide it in, but don't make it look like we on a business arrangement. I mean, people want to feel like you're into each other and you're just taking care of your partner. It should be natural. It shouldn't be.
I agree with you. And it's crazy because this is not to bash women or anything, but I'm a woman and I see women do it all the time. I don't think it's fair to men that we put these type of expectations on men, especially when it comes to spending time and stuff. You don't have to pay me to spend time with me, but you can pay me in other things like respecting me and stuff like that. And then when you mention it to a man, like, listen, You need to do this. You need to pay my bills. You need to pay my rent and stuff. Mention that later in the game, right? You have to be very strategic when it comes to men, ladies, because men, just like us, are emotional, but they wear their emotions in a different manner. And men got their radar up just like us. And if you are the type of woman with class, you shouldn't even have to tell a man how he's going to treat you. Like Show said, he's automatically going to naturally fall in place and do what he wants to. That's how I am who I am. I just fall in line and do what a woman's supposed to do. I'm not going to be out here asking no man to do anything because he already knows what type of caliber of woman I am. So he's already going to step up to the plate because he knows ain't no half stepping. Give it all you got.
Oh, my God.
So Show, you put Preach King. I don't know who you said that to, but yeah. So Show in Paris supposedly posting 3 times a day is a way of like hacking the algorithm to get their followers up. What?
I know what he's saying. They was responding to when I said women who post 3-4 times a day. And he was saying like, yeah, they're trying to get their algorithm up. Also, they're trying to get their followers up and their self-esteem up. When you post that much,
oh my gosh. See, this is the thing I have with men. You guys always assume a woman is doing something just for followers, likes, attention. Why can't a woman just do stuff because she naturally wants to do it, right? So, for example, if it takes a woman that knows that she's not so attractive, if she's gonna post 4 or 5 times with filters on her face, and if that makes her feel good, let that make her feel good. Like, who are we to judge that person? She's beautiful regardless of what she does. If she's posting 3 times a day, maybe that's her way of getting attention because she's not getting it anyway else. And maybe Facebook is like her outlet. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter if her algorithm is going up or her followers are going up. What about her confidence? What about her self-esteem? Look at the bigger picture instead of looking at the smaller picture.
That's what I was saying. I'm not saying we're right to judge her, but if you psychoanalyze why you're doing that, that's like if I go on every day and I pull out $10,000 4 times a day on a thing, what you gonna think of me? You gonna think I'm corny. You are gonna have your opinion. No matter what you say, you might not say it to me. You might be nice, but maybe I need it for my self-esteem. Maybe I got to keep showing my money so somebody can like me, but it still don't erase the fact that I'm corny as hell. That's all we saying. Like, we not.
So you saying perception is reality?
Huh?
You saying perception is reality?
Yeah, I mean, it's somebody's reality because it formulates your opinion. You know, if it's my opinion, then it's real to me. That don't mean it's necessarily true for the person who's doing it, but I'm going to think what I think of you.
Ooh. So Brandon Bellamy says 2 good points because people tend to hate or test people in situations where their whole night could be effed up. Just bring the freak clothes in your purse, then later on. So Show, I'm gonna let you handle this one first because I gotta formulate my words for this one.
People tend to hate or test people in situations where the whole night can be fucked up. I get what he's saying. It's a couple things. It's a couple things. And men do it too. It goes both ways. You could be out with a woman and she might want to go eat at this particular place, right? That's a test. Because if you say no and be like, why can't we go here? Or you argue it, they think you poor, they think you broke, they turned off, they don't want the rest of the date. That's a test. A man could be out eating with you and then he throws a little flirt at you to see what you're going to say back. If he might throw a little sexual gesture. It might not be nothing crazy. It might not mean like we're going to go home and do this tonight. But he might just like, I see you sitting up high in that seat. So basically that's saying, I see you got that fat ass over there in a nice way. And if you get offensive, if you say like you're sitting kind of high in that seat, that just means a lot of meat on your ass that got you up in the air. But it sounds better. It sounds better than saying that. Than saying you got a fat ass. So he says it like that. And if you get super offended, like, don't be judging my body. Don't be speaking on that. That make a dude like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here. So it's like little tests throughout the night. Like,
cool. We are not in high school. We should not have to be reading these subliminals from men, right? If a woman has a nice shape and a man just thinks she has a nice shape, just be man enough to say, listen, baby, you got a nice shape. You know, I see you sitting high in that seat. That booty is nice and round and plump and it's holding you up. Just say it. That turns women on. You ain't got to be like, I see you sitting high up in that seat and we try to figure out what you say. Come on now.
Come out. No, because all men on this spread can attest. It depends on what kind of woman you got. Like if you got a woman just vibing with the night, right? Not saying she want to have sex or don't want to have sex. She's just grown. She know we here, so we kind of attracted to each other. So she knows some flirting going to happen and she's not taking herself that serious. But you got some women who comes with their super, like they got this persona already. Like, I want to let him know I ain't on that. So you say anything, you'd be like, "Oh, you looking good. Can we just focus on this? Don't compliment me, my body. Don't worry about it. It's more to me than just my body." And you get that kind of serious tone. You like, check, please. You just want to get the hell out of there because you're like, "Oh, this one of these things. It's gonna be a boring night. It's no fun. It's no."
Yeah. So this is crazy. Before I read Terrell's comment, I want to just say this, and this is kind of to ladies. I think a headstrong woman kind of turns certain men on. And I think that ladies, it is okay not to be in control all the time. You ain't got to be all like rowdy and be like, don't be complimenting me and stuff. That is a huge turnoff. And then when some women say, oh, I'm single, I can't find a good man. You found a good man, plenty of good men, but your mind frame is not where it's supposed to be. So you turn them good men away. Listen, I'm not afraid to say, you know what? I don't want to be, on the side of my man. I want my man to be in front of me. I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong or, stuff like that. And ladies, we usually kind of take it personal because we have this whole persona like, oh, he ain't got to say that to me. I'm a woman. But you still a woman at the end of the day. If a man is being nice to you, let that man be nice to you.
Right? It means no harm. It's a compliment.
No harm.
Disrespect is disrespect. Don't find disrespect where there's no disrespect. Sometimes somebody is actually just joking. Sometimes they are flirting with you as men should do with women, as women should do with men, because we don't get disrespected. Like you made the gray pants comment. Like, let's say we were sitting there and we had on, and a man had on a gray pants and you was like, oh, I see you in them gray pants. We're not going to get up and say, you know what? I'm not here for that. And I'm ready to go home. Like, it's not that serious. Like, just a little chuckle.
We gotta tone it down. Ladies, we gotta tone it down and just let a man be a man. And sometimes men may not say this though, but what we say to them may kind of break their ego a little bit. It may kind of shatter their heart a little bit. And they may treat the next woman jacked up just because we treated them bad. So we have to just stop taking stuff so serious. People are people and they don't know you until they get to know you. So if somebody makes a pass at you or a compliment at you that you don't take as a compliment, don't take it personal. People have to stop being so emotional and taking things personal. He could be trying to say you're beautiful in a way that he does not know how to express himself, because some men don't know how to express themselves. And what they say may be the roundabout way, but it's not for us to be like, what you say that for? That could be that man's first time trying to approach a woman. You just shatter that man's whole dream.
He'll be nervous. Don't really know. He don't know you. He don't know what you like.
Armpits could be all sweaty and stuff. So Terrell says no man over 25 should be turning that front camera around for a photo of their face. Lies. I think it is healthy for a man to take. It is okay to flaunt if you are okay with who you are and how you look. I don't think that it's something that should be frowned upon. If a man is over 25 and he wants to post a selfie on Facebook, that is a applaud for him, because he's doing stuff that other men don't do. And just because you think you're handsome and somebody else doesn't mean you should not post on Facebook. So I disagree with that.
Well, in defense of my man, Rail Parker, he's a football player. He went professional and everything. So, we're real masculine. So in our community, I'm a football player. When you play sports, certain things that just look corny. Like, we ain't gonna say the G word or anything, but some things just look soft and look a little weak. So we see a men keep doing that. We're like, you think you sexy? You think you a bad B? It's like you acting like a bad chick. But as I got older, I learned the psychology of it. And people are going to use what they got. If a man could dress good, he's going to post pictures of him. Like Fabulous posts pictures of himself dressing all the time. That's his stick.
Because he ugly. Because he ugly. Go ahead.
I don't know, because men are ugly to me. But he posts a lot of pictures, and that's his thing. He's known for being fly. Some dudes are known for having bodies. They work out all the time. They always want to show themselves in the gym. And some guys are known for having money, so they show themselves in successful settings. So everybody use what they got. So I realized, like, if a guy think he's cute, and that means women been telling him he's cute, he's gonna keep posting himself to get women. So people use what they got.
I agree with that too. So you on a roll tonight. So Brandon says, yeah, our flex is cars, vacation, dinner, house, and sweatpant print. Some of y'all don't have no right to be wearing them gray sweatpants. I'm just saying though. And I think sometimes somebody got to bring y'all back down to earth with them gray sweatpants, because some of y'all put them on and we can't even see anything. There's no reason that you should be wearing them. So why get them for it and wear them little tight t-shirts with them? It's unfair to us.
I'm interrupting you. I'm interrupting you, and I'm taking up for men. Now, that's what Kevin Samuels be talking about. So you're body shaming a man for not having, you tell him what kind of sweats he should put on. Then if we tell women with those flat asses,
don't be wearing no gray sweatpants. It's not fair to us ladies. You are leading false expectations.
So what if we tell women who wear tights Don't be with your flat ass. Don't put no tights on unless you have. Don't wear
If
no
that's what
sunglasses.
you want to do, that's what you want to do. But here's
It's
the
not fair
caveat.
because you can say it and we can't.
People should wear what makes them bring their features out. And if a man is not packing where he's supposed to be packing, leave them gray sweatpants alone. And not for everybody. Just like leggings is not for everybody. Just like makeup is not for everybody. Whatever's not for everybody. But what I'm going to tell y'all is, men, please leave the gray sweatpants alone. If you wear them, make sure you have an erection or something like that. So you could at least lead us on in some type of way. But don't wear them if we can't have none. That's our sense of eye candy. Is sweatpants candy.
Sorry, men. I tried. Black sweatpants from now on.
Thank you. All
Black
right.
Blue. Black, blue. Leave the grays to the men who gray.
So Bucci says ASS pictures for men. Laughing my ass off. Men take them all the time, and it's okay. Some men have a bigger butt than women, and that's okay. That's what makes them unique.
Wait, that's not what he meant.
What?
He was. Don't do that to my man. He's not talking about no ass pics. This is my brother. This is my one of my closest friends on earth. What he was commenting when I said showing money and stuff are ass pics for men. Don't disrespect my guy like that. I got you, boo. You don't want to hear about the practice of no man's ass or nothing like that.
So Brandon says, Biggie and Pun, it was all about manage and aggression. Looks don't matter when genuine comfortability, love is when genuine and comfortable love is met. I gotta leave this wine alone. So I agree. When you are able to walk around with your bonnet on, you able to walk around with your granny pajamas on, your granny panties on, you know what I'm saying? Your breath stinking. That's when love is met. You accept that woman for who she is. And just like guys, y'all able to walk around with not shaving, you know what I mean? Hairy everywhere, taco meat on your chest. That's sexy to some people. You just got to be comfortable with who you are. That's sexy.
We're not going to pretend, though, like Biggie and Pun weren't platinum selling artists. Like, money had something to do with that. But proceed.
Okay, I could agree with you. Status does have something to do with that, because if they weren't Biggie and Pun, would they get all the girls and the people that they wanted? Hell no. Facts. So Nori says, eyes. Nori, you see us. We rocking and rolling with this conversation. So the next one is okay from Miss Tiffany Morton. So the next one is not funny young man from Showy the Great on Showtime in Paris. Yes, it is, says Nori. I don't know. You know, Nori, I've been drinking, but honestly, guys, I think that it's not all about looks, but it is looks for some people. You can't, how can I say this? You can't even get a good job if you're half stepping. You can't be welcome to certain tables if you're half stepping. But it does not necessarily mean how you look on the outside. It's how you carry yourself, right? Because if you carry yourself a certain way, that's going to take you down 4 to 5 notches, if you will. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if you don't carry yourself well, you are considered to be outside of the norm. And you could be the most unattractive woman in the world. And in the world, if you carry yourself with a certain class, you'll be welcome to the table.
But on the flip side of that, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Being now that we spoke about the other side of the disadvantages of looking pretty, there is advantages to being pretty. You get way more rope. You get way more leeway.
Hold on, I'm here for this. Hold on, let me get myself comfortable. Go ahead.
Yeah, you get more rope. You get more leeway. Now, with all that being said, I told you, like, a man might not want to mess with a woman who's talking stupid and all that, but you're going to entertain her stupid convo a little longer than you entertain an unattractive person.
Why?
Because you got something they want. Like, especially if you're a man, I always say men always settle down when men settle down when they overachieve. Mm-hmm. Like if you get the prettiest woman you ever had, you're not that willing to cut her off, because you know you've been living a long time and you never had a woman of that status. So you like, once I let this one go, the next one may never come, or at least for another 5-10 years. You know, so it's like, I can't let her go, because I know she might not know, but I know the level of women I've been dealing with throughout my life. So, you know, you get that one woman, like, you know, you're dealing with all 5, 6s by social standards. And then you get you like a Rihanna looking woman. You're going to be like, she might do a little something, but you're going to work with her. And that's where you find men who are kind of simps. That's where we say you simping, or you're a little soft, because like then women cheat, and then a man will take them back and they be like, well, I cheated. You know, they give you these examples and men start looking at them funny. And then you start realizing like, oh, he never quite had a woman like that. He's not willing to let her go. And once the woman realized that, then they keep doing little games and they keep playing. But that's how men are. Men give a lot of rope to pretty women. Like they let you.
Hold on. You see how Show tried to put his bracelet in the camera, yeah? You
Oh,
see
now
the
y'all-
bracelet with all the ice on it. Come on, show your status to the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
This is my version of an ass pick.
Show your status to the ladies.
I rented this bracelet for the show. I gotta return.
You see the ice. So my man Lee says had an argument the other day about Bow Wow's lineup and women he had, saying Bow Wow couldn't get those type of women being an RN, but his status allowed them women to get him, right? Agreed. Bow Wow status. He's very, very short. He's waist size. So Bow Wow is good for one thing, to stay where the waist is. For me, even though his status is where it is, that does not attract me. I don't care about men's status, but I could agree with Lee's comment.
I can agree with it too. But where I will say no homo, I'm not saying he's a good. I think women found him cute or they had a thing for him when he was young. And it was like a puppy love thing, and it kind of grew with him because although he has a status, I'm sure that's why he gets certain women. Like he shouldn't have got like R&B singers like Sierra and stuff like that. But I think women thought he was cute because, well, I'm saying he shouldn't have got them. He wouldn't have got those kind of women without being Bow Wow. He might have got a regular cute woman because he still gets more women than other celebrities. Mm-hmm. His level of women getting is a little too high to be little Bow Wow status. Like he gets women that Future and people like that get. So he kind of overachieves with his status.
See, man. So that's not because he's little Bow Wow or he's Bow Wow. I think he should be able to get anybody who thinks he's attractive. You know, I get even what Nori's saying. Status could definitely make someone attractive, but to a woman or a man that's all in their bag and they already got their life together, like celebrities and stuff like that, they don't amuse me. I don't care about status. I'm not starstruck. I'm not status struck, anything like that, because I know what I bring to the table. So when a person is confident and secure with what they bring to the table, a person is not looked at as, oh, they're not good looking, but their status is good or whatever it is. You know, it changes the game. So I would say women like me, myself, are very dangerous because I really will give a sugar honey iced tea. If Rick Ross was next to me, I'd be like, oh, Rick Ross, you know, I know his music, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, Rick Ross. Fudge Rick Ross. He's the same type of person as me. Fudge Bow Wow. Fudge anybody that thinks they could be whoever they want to be because they have money, if you will.
See, you have a different kind of thing too, because I know from talking to you that you like your men on a certain level. You like to be them to be able to do certain things. You like to be, so it's not the celebrity for you, but at the same time, you like your man to live a comfortable lifestyle. So maybe it's
exactly.
That means that don't have to be a celebrity. It just have to be taking care of business financially.
Yep, you're right. Show, you're right. Let me just drop the bomb. Right.
I'm killing it out here today. This is my pocket.
So Tiffany says some women want a man's money. It doesn't matter what he looks like. Some women are dogs just like men are dogs. I hate to say it, but women are even more doggy-ish because we're sometimes women. I love my women so much, but women sometimes are conniving, malicious, vindictive, you know, and it doesn't matter what a man looks like, but what she wants is that personal gain, and it's unfair to a man, especially if he has a genuine heart. I don't think that's, even when a man does that to a woman, I don't think it's fair.
You know, I found that women who are higher on the attractive scale, they kind of go get men for financial comfort. Women who don't look so well and they have a lot of money, they kind of want arm candy. They kind of become the men. So if you get like a woman that's not really attractive, but she got a good job, she'll throw that money. She'll be the sugar mama and go rope her in a little stripper type of male, or a man that she knows is dependent, an older woman in her 40s, to go get her a little 20-year-old man to come through every night, and she'll feed him and buy him stuff and let him use her car. Because there are men who are pretty enough to play the woman's role in other women's life. They become a woman to certain women. So, you know, they go over, they got to be in the house, they follow her rules, and they do what they got to do to survive. You know, they don't got no money. The woman got money, and the woman pays them, let them use their debit cards. So I've seen men become women too, and I've seen men become women. So
the roles are reversed. I wouldn't be able to respect a man that did that. And even if there was a man in my inner circle who did not have a job or was letting a woman take care of him, I wouldn't be able to be around that type of man, because to me, that's unattractive, and I wouldn't be able to respect that type of man. But Lee, you said you disagree with Show. Why do you disagree?
On what point?
On what? Why do you disagree, and on what point? But honestly, to some women, it is so unattractive to see a man that is not able to be a man, if you will, and take advantage of a woman, drive her car, take her money, be home playing video games while she paying the bills, doing this and that, and the roles are reversed. Man, listen, that's not cool. I don't even think it's cool for a woman to propose to a man. Yes, times change and all of this and all of that, but for me, my own personal opinion is it is not cool. That does not make you attractive. If you are a man at your woman house, you playing video games while she out working and stuff like that. Come on now. That's not cool. What you think?
Like we said, people use what they got. So if you're a man who's heavy on the looks and your life's kind of terrible, you don't make no money, you don't got nothing going on, you're going to accentuate that. And you're going to get you a woman that ain't so fine, to pay for your style of living. And then you may take her assets and go sleep with other good looking women, but you keep her because she's the one. Like, if you get a woman who got a Ferrari and your life ain't so good, you'll sleep with her every day to get her Ferrari, and you'll take her Ferrari and go cheat on her with good looking women who looking for a Ferrari. And you come back home to her. You just never leave her. Like, I've seen men who have like those kind of women that's unattractive, and they with them and they never leave them. And girls be like, "Oh, your baby mama look like this, or your baby mama look like that," but they're cheating with all tens and nines. And like, he won't leave her because without that woman, he can't get those other women. He's actually using her to get other women.
But why don't the women leave him when they realize what he's doing? Why do they stay? Because they think that's all that they can get?
That's the same way about men. If a man who's not that attractive, but he has money, and he gets him a nice looking woman, and she takes his money and she goes out and cheats with other men, it's the same thing. It's self-esteem. It's like, I don't usually get a guy like this. I don't usually get a person. You got to get over yourself. You got to take that loss. That takes a lot of mental toughness to take a loss like that. A lot of people can't take that loss.
So Nori says money can't dismiss hygiene. I agree. But some people see past the hygiene. They don't care. You know what I mean? A girl could have a funky vagina and not be that good, but you know what I'm saying? She could have that money, and a man could be like, you know what? That vagina is gold. You know what I'm saying? Or a man could have a smelly penis or smelly armpits, and that man's status is really, really high. So that woman's like, fudge it. He's buying me a Louis, or he's doing this and he's doing that.
I've heard women say they'll be with like a big fat stinking dude, and they'll say like his feet used to stink or this is that. But when women love you, they overlook all of that.
Yeah, men too. Don't just put that on women. Men too. When you love somebody, love is blind, and you dismiss all of that. Somebody could be stinking. Their breath, like I said, if I'm in love, I'm comfortable. So if my breath's stinking in the morning, you better come here and give me a kiss. You better buy me some breakfast, bring me some breakfast in bed, or whatever it is. So people look past hygiene when they're really in love.
People look past hygiene. That's where looks give advantage too. If it's a beautiful woman, some guys, they'll go do something and they'll see this woman, they don't want to pass it up. So they'll do it, and then they'll go back to their friends and be like, man, that girl stink. Everybody like, what? And then people will still talk to the woman.
And then be with her the next day after you done talked about it to your friends.
Cover in your nose.
With her the next day, like, oh, this my girl. Da, 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 da. But bro, you was just talking about her the other day, saying how her breath stink. Her breath don't stink that bad because she doing something with that breath. She might be down there in that little stinking penis. But anyway, I'm just saying.
Don't be coming in, my people.
I'm just saying, man, this is a juicy conversation. So what we're really getting to is looks really do matter. It could kind of give you status. It can kind of make you better. It can kind of, put you in situations where you can win. You could be broke as I don't know what and be beautiful or handsome and get whatever it is that you want, as long as you could tunnel into your inner beauty or handsomeness.
Yeah, we can't act like we can't dismiss looks don't matter, because people who had nothing going on in life and then they pay for surgery and they pay for fatter asses and then they hang out. All they do is hang out and they bump into a rapper and now they're famous and they got a blue check. So looking good can make you a whole nother realm. It opens doors for you. It gets you in rooms you can't get into. Powerful people want to be around you. So what you do with that, that's why I said it's important to a certain extent, because it does get you in the door. It's like a man with money, you're not going to be that rude to him. Even if you don't want him, he does have something to offer. So like there's guys you might meet in the club and y'all having a great time. He got VIP. You're not in VIP. He like, hey, man, come to my VIP. So you really wouldn't hang with this guy no other time. But that's a ticket. That's why guys do that, too. You get VIP and now you got beautiful women in there. And now you can see if your personality can finish the deal. But without that VIP, you would have never got access to a conversation with those kind of women. And vice versa. A beautiful woman would have never got in there with this ball player unless she was beautiful. Like, you can't just walk around regular and get in a ball player's VIP.
Show you dropping them bombs on him tonight. You dropping them bombs. I mean, listen, he's saying nothing but the truth. I mean, I agree with you. So my man Gus says bad hygiene is a no-no. But you say that now, Gus, when you find that right woman that's a yes, that hygiene probably won't matter. You know what I'm saying? And bad hygiene doesn't necessarily mean her JJ stink. She could be just having a little musty, little smell to her, little tint to her sometimes. And that's something that you guys are okay with, because that tint ain't going to last her forever. She could take a shower. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Still got a little tint. Sometimes you just got to cover your nose.
And some guys and women, they like that little tint. You know what I'm saying? Some men like to be with their woman when they come home from work. Don't take a shower, baby. Let me go ahead and smell that thing, or vice versa.
You know, we a couple of my friends, I won't name them, they used to always talk about women with a tinge. They'd be like, I don't like when they stink, but if they got a little tinge, just a little bit. I'm like, But
you see my point exactly. So maybe let that thing stink just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That makes you beautiful. It makes you. It makes you comfortable. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is just a woman talking. No female's vajayjay is always gonna smell flowery fresh. She's gonna sweat. She's gonna do whatever. You know, it's gonna have a little tinge to it sometimes. And that's just her. If y'all can't accept it, step off.
Some women's don't. But it's only because I guess they don't let you touch it until they all the way right. Those are women you can't really surprise. You catch them when you catch them. They already showered.
Those type of women are unattractive sometimes to men, because it's like, oh, don't touch me. Wait. Why are you pushing your man away? If you got that little tinge to you and your man wants to smell that JJ, let him smell it. Let
them stop it. I smell it through the computer.
Don't. You know what?
Always that one person that scarred you for life. Just
right.
She said a little tinge. She ain't saying
just a little tinge. And honestly, just being you and whatever it is that you come to the table with makes you unique, and it makes you really. You have that good look to you. I just wish we stopped putting so many expectations on people, right? So Nori is laughing, and Gus says a lot of facts, but LOL. Gus, I'm sure you had a woman with a little twang, little twang, and that did not stop you. Huh?
Every man had one, but nothing he's proud of, unless she was a 10. Unless she was so sexy, it was worth putting up with.
So if she is good looking and she had a little twang to her, you know what I'm saying? Y'all would let the twang go. Be honest.
If you let it go because you need the experience, you need to get it in the books, and then you go tell your friends, I slept with that woman. But she had a little tinge. You can't ruin the moment over a little tinge. Now, if it's crazy,
you gotta have that butt in there.
Yeah, you gotta let them know, like, yeah, she was bad, but yuck. Wow. But you already this close, and it's a good story. You know, a lot of men do stuff for the story. They do it because in the middle of it, they thinking like, man, they ain't gonna believe this one.
Oh, and then when they tell them, they're going to make sure they say, oh, she had that twang. They ain't going to say her JJ was good or anything like that, because they ain't going to want that other man to get with her. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to make sure they throw some salt on that woman's name. Us women, we don't do that. If a man got some good stuff and he's whatever, and that makes him unique and is good looking, we just going to say, he has some good stuff. We ain't going to try to downplay the brother.
I told y'all about this in a prior episode when we was with Lee and we was doing an episode. Men and women, unless a man have respect for you, he really like you. Men and women conversation are totally different when they talk to their friends. That's why men can't forgive y'all for cheating. I told y'all this before. When a man sleeps with a woman, no matter how good looking she was, no matter how great a person she was, when his friend called and be like, hey, you what you was doing? Oh, I was just fucking this bitch. That's how you say it. That's all it is. I was just fucking this bitch. And you might elaborate and say, man, she was bad. That bitch had a fat ass, but I had to get the fuck out of there. She corny. When a woman sleeps with a good-looking man or somebody who slept with him good, they call a woman. They be like, "Girl, this man did this." Y'all talk up. We still keep it on.
Ladies, let's just keep it even kill. If that man ain't got no good middle part, he ain't got no good middle. Ash, leave that brother where he is, because that brother gonna dog you out to his homies. You know what I'm saying? But I was always told, though, and not to twist this conversation about sex, but I was always told that men don't brag about women that they're with because they don't want the other man to kind of be with her. So no matter how good she look, whatever, he's gonna downplay that situation because he don't want nobody else getting that sweet loving. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, men want their credit. You know, men don't like the show. What they do, they'll talk about the woman, but they'll deny you access to the woman. They won't let you meet her. They won't bring her around. There's certain crowds. They'll get that woman and be on the other side of the world. You'll see them twice a month. When a man gets certain women, he don't bring them around. He don't want them to meet the other friends that might be better than him. He don't want them to meet, that's living better or who got more or who's better looking. They don't do that. So they'll tell you about her, but you'll never meet her.
Ladies, take notes. Take notes. So is it Sandra or Chandra? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I don't know what that CTHU means.
Shut the cracking the hell up.
Oh, cracking the hell up. Better give old girl some honey pot. That won't work. And by the way, honey pot is African-American owned. So ladies, go ahead and get you some honey pot. Make that thing taste like honey.
Sandra's extra eccentric. She wouldn't have mentioned it unless it was African-American made.
Facts. That's right, Kun. What is Kun? Is that your name?
That's my last name.
Oh, Cunningham.
People call me Kun.
Listen, Linda, I thought you were saying Kun because when I moved to North Carolina from up north, they were saying, oh, you kin to this person, you kin to that person. I was like, who is kin? So I thought that was some type of lingo. My bad.
Mm-hmm. Kin is K-I-N. And you country man, you're a North Carolina person. You should know this.
I know it now, but I didn't know when I came here. So I thought Kun was like some type of, some type of slang or something like that. But we are wrapping up with Showtime in Paris this evening. Show, take us on out. Take us on out.
Well, I really appreciate y'all. It was really good interaction. What's this, episode 4? This is episode 4 of Showtime in Paris.
Lucky number 4.
Lucky number 4. It's fun. It's going fast. I like the interaction we have. Appreciate the Dontgettricked Podcast Network. I think this was a good topic. I think this was good interaction. I appreciate y'all a lot. Y'all made the show a lot better. I wish y'all would just hopefully write some suggestions. Like, what do y'all think will make a good topic? And I want maybe starting next show, I want to bring on at least 1 or 2 people for a minute or 2 to talk. Like, if y'all want to chime in, just put in the comments, basically add y'all in. I want y'all to come in and talk a few words, be seen.
Yes, we want some guests on Showtime in Paris because the reason why we want some guests because our opinions aren't always right and we want to hear your opinions. We want some engagement and some involvement. Definitely, like Show said, drop in the comments what you guys think that we should talk about, some great topics. And we could go on and on for days about certain things. And we kind of like people that you don't have to agree with us, but we respect your opinion.
By all means, opinions make the show go.
Yeah. By all means necessary. So as we wrap up this episode of Showtime in Paris, again, I want to thank you, Dontgettricked Network, for bringing us out and making us kind of known here and speaking about these juicy topics. Until next Thursday. And don't forget to hit us up before we wrap out. Don't forget to hit us up and let us know if you want to be a guest on our show because, we got the best show on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? The engagement is real. The people are real. We thank you so much. Show, you was dropping them bombs tonight. I
didn't mean to do it to them like that, but this kind of my topic. I got a book dropping soon. I'll plug it when it comes out. It's about the manipulation of male and females. It's about how to get what you want out of your partner.
Oh, no. Nobody want to read no manipulation book.
Everything's manipulation.
Manipulation is not good. Don't listen. But if you want to support my man Show, when he drops that book, get it just to show.
Man, you want to get a woman that's a 10, but you usually get a 4, you got to read this book.
I'm telling you, man. Get the book, but don't listen to everything you say. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your history. You know what I'm saying? Do your research before it.
Trust me.
Don't trust me. Don't trust me.
Women, you want to get that man to buy you $1,000 steak like he fucking retarded? I got that in here.
Women, you want to get that man to buy you $1,000 steak like he is smart? Make sure that you don't ask that man to cash app you. Make sure you don't ask that man to cash app you. Make sure you don't ask that man to pay your bills or anything. Let that man just be naturally that man. That's how that man is going to take care of you. If I could drop anything else on you guys, this is it. And this really, really, really works. Just be you. Don't put unrealistic expectations on people. Don't make a man feel like he is less of a man when he tries to talk to you. Don't push him away at all. The best thing that you could say to a man that you think is unattractive and that you're not interested in, hey, I'm not attracted to you, or I'm in a relationship, or vice versa. Don't be like, ew, don't screw your face up to that man, because he's a person just like you, and we all have feelings.
Yeah,
So
not
it's
hurt.
unfair.
We all hurt.
We all hurt. Men may deal with pain a little bit different from us, but one more jewel I want to drop before we go ahead and take it out. We are 2 minutes over showtime here, but one more thing that I want to drop is, ladies, it is okay to have high expectations, but don't have those high expectations if you are not bringing anything to the table. If you are just bringing your looks to the table, that is not enough, and that's not going to sustain a healthy relationship. Make sure you're being realistic and bringing other things to the tables, because looks do matter, and what matters most importantly is who you are at your core and how you take care of yourself, your hygiene, your attitude, your personality, your output. That's all that matters. That's what makes you beautiful. Show, take us on now. Take us on now.
I like how you willed it all in. She's absolutely correct. So in closing, I like to say looks are important, but don't mess it up with your shitty attitudes, your stupid comments, and your unrealistic expectations. Take us out of here. See y'all next week.
Take us on that. Take us on that. Show, we're still on.